Okay, hello, everyone. Hello again. Let me know if you are here. I am so sorry. We had some technical difficulties. Um, but we are back. Hold on one second. We are back. Okay, so hello. I'm so sorry about that, everyone, but we are back. I am having such a human day with my mom brain on. So we are back. We left off at, I was about to just guide us into a little bit of stillness, a little bit of love before we begin. Today we're going to be talking all about love and early childhood and so much more. But before we do, let's just close down our eyes for just a moment. And just take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Regulate your nervous system. I'm definitely in need of this today with my very humanness that's moving around today. So a reminder to just be unapologetically yourself. That things don't always have to be perfect. That everything's perfect. Allow my scatteredness and the technical difficulties to just remind you that things don't have to be perfect. That everything already is perfect. Continuing to breathe. Reminding yourself that every day, every weather, every temperature is perfect in all of creation. We know that when it rains, when it thunders, it's just as perfect as when the sun is shining. We don't demand the rain to stop. We don't demand the thunder to stop roaring because we know that we can't. We understand that the weather outside, the temperatures, the seasons are all a part of the natural cycle of life, just as our chaos, our mess, our imperfections also are. So breathe into this moment, holding your breath at the top. And then just take another deep breath out, letting it all go. Just centering yourself. Taking another deep breath in, holding the breath. Taking another deep breath out, letting it all go. And bringing your awareness into your heart now. Breathing into your heart, maybe placing your hand on your heart if that feels good. Or just bringing awareness down. And with every breath, opening and expanding your heart. Expanding into love. Expanding into peace. Feeling into this vibration of true unconditional love. And just imagine that you are gathered with every single person that's here. Every single person that's on this live, that's listening, that's watching. Imagine that we're all gathered in a circle of love. And as we are gathered, I invite you to call upon wherever you find your faith. Wherever your faith lies, your belief systems lie. Maybe this is God, maybe this is Allah, maybe this is your spirit guides, angels, your ancestors. Call upon wherever you find your guidance. And ask this guidance to pour love into you, inviting the highest vibration, the highest frequency of love to pour into your vessel, into your body, into your heart, into your soul, into your spirit. And breathe this love in. And breathe this love out. And on your next inhale, I want you to now, with your whole being filled with love, to breathe this love into yourself. And on the exhale, breathe this love out to everyone that's here. Everyone that's listening, everyone that's watching. Breathing lots of love in. And breathing lots of love out. And on the inhale, imagine and feel the love coming back to you from every person that's here, every person that's joining. And then sending that love back out. And let's just do that 3 more times. Feeling the love, pouring yourself up with love. And then sending unconditional love out. Seeing everyone for what they are, who they are, and all of their imperfections. All of their gifts, their talents, their mishaps. And just saying, I love you. This is unconditional love. And if you are a mom, I invite you now for just a second to breathe into and feel into the unconditional love that you have for your child. I believe that this unconditional love, this feeling that you have for your child, you can have for every single person on this planet. In all of your similarities and in all of your differences. So breathe into this love that you have for your child. And then breathe out and send this love out into the world. This is how we start unconditional love on this planet. And then finally, just setting an intention for this live, for this workshop. And then whenever you're ready, just coming back into your body, coming back into the space. Noticing what you can feel. Noticing what you can taste. Noticing what you can smell. Noticing what you can hear. And then finally opening up your eyes and noticing what you can see. Welcome back, beautiful souls. Welcome back. Let me know in the comments how that felt, what that experience was like for you. What do you feel? Know that whatever you're feeling is good, that there's no wrong feeling. I invite you guys to please comment. I invite you guys to please talk to me. I invite you guys to please let me know what's resonating and let me know what's not resonating. Take nothing that I say as fact and take everything I say as a permission for you guys to either embody, to guide you. If it resonates, take it as your own. And if it doesn't resonate, throw it away. So, with all that being said, I'm going to dive right in. So, I want to start with redefining this idea of the good mom. How many moms do I have here? If you're a mom, put in the chat. Put mom. Put mama in the chat if you're a mom. So, in my mother's group, I had the moms ask me a couple questions. They asked me, what is it? The first question they asked me was, I just want to be a good mom. What does a good mom look like? And so I started journaling about this and decided to turn it all into a workshop. And we're going to talk about childhood development and your first 7 years and how your first 7 years impacts your love life, impacts your life. I believe that the first 7 years of our life is the most important foundation for the rest of our life. It is fact. It is science. This is science. This is fact. That the first 7 years impacts who you're going to become. It impacts your subconscious mind. That thought in your head that says, I'm good at something or I'm not good at something. It's a voice that you heard in your first 7 years. It impacts your love life. It impacts your relationships. And it impacts who you are as a mother today. It impacts how you define what a good mom is. And so what is a good mom? So first off, I want you to put in the chat, comment, talk to me. How do you define what a good mom is? What does a good mom look like? So the first way of redefining the good mom is recognizing that you get to define what a good mom is. I don't get to define what a good mom is. Sam down the road doesn't get to define what a good mom is. The greatest childhood development teachers don't get to define what a good mom is. Your definitions are your own. You get to decide what a good mom is, what a great mom is. And then you get to become it. when you define your own definition of not only what a good mom is, but what kind of mom do you want to be? What kind of mom do you want to be? And not just moms, right? If you're not a mom, you get to define, what does a good person look like? What kind of person do you want to be? So there is no one size fit all definition of what a good mom looks like. It's all about the mom that you want to be. And then it's about the mom that your child needs you to be. The mom that your child wants you to be. I believe, it is my core belief, my core soul belief, that our children come into this earth to experience lessons, to experience teachings. They choose you on a soul level to be their mom, to be their parent, to guide them. And they come in for certain core life lessons. And so your child also gets to define, what kind of mom do they need you to be? What kind of mom do they want you to be? And I believe that if you have more than one children, put in the chat if you have more than one child, what is a good mom for one child may be a bad mom to your other child. You also have to be a different mom, and I believe you are a different mom for each of your children. And you are a different mom for each of your children because everyone has a perspective. You are a different you for everyone you know. Your own mom has a perspective of you. Your husband, your partner, your wife, they have a perspective of you. Your best friend, they have a perspective of you. Your child has a perspective of you. Everyone has a different perspective, a different lens of who you are. You are either the best person in someone's movie, or sometimes you're the villain in someone's movie. And that's a really hard thing to chew. That's one of the hardest things for me that it was to chew, is that in some people's movie, I'm the hero. In other people's movie, I might be the villain. And I don't want to be the villain. But I don't get to decide who they've casted me to be. And so this good mom is defined only by you and your child. So I want you to start to reflect on, put in the chat, comment, what kind of mom do you want to be for your child? And so for me, my example is, I want to be a mom that's fully present with my child. Right now, I'm taking space away from my son. He's with my husband. And my truth is, it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart. I might actually cry. I feel like I'm going to cry right now. It hurts my heart to be away from him. I have this splitness between wanting to be 100% fully present with my son, but also wanting to serve my mission of love. And that's why I'm here. And so my only separation from my son, now that he's past a year, is every Sunday when I do this workshop and when I take self-care. And that's it. That's it. Because for me, this is not your definition. This does not have to be, what you think is a good mom. But for me, the kind of mom I want to be, the kind of mom I feel like my son is begging me to be when he's saying, mama, 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 and I can't even go to the bathroom for 5 minutes, is someone who's there. Because the first being there is the most important thing that you can be. To be present with them when you are with them. Okay? Now, my mentor, my coach, a woman that I know who I've taken many of her courses and many of her classes, she's bringing in $1 million months. She made $4 million last month. She's a decamillionaire. Okay? She has talked about how she's taken her baby's like 4 months old, 5 months old. I don't know, somewhere around there, right? And she's taken trips across the world. She's done speaking gigs where she's taken time away from her child, right? For her, I don't know how she defines a good mom, but maybe a good mom for her is her making big impact in the world, having big money so that she can pour into her child. That's what she might define as a good mom, right? So There is no one fit all definition. You get to define it. You get to decide what a good mom, a good person is to you. Okay, so put it in the comment, write it down, take a note. What does it mean for you to be a good mom? What does it mean? What kind of mom do you want to be? Okay. Next, I want to talk about the first 7 years of life and why they are so important and why they matter so much. The first 7 years of life are the foundation. They are the foundation, and they are the most important years of one's life. They are the foundation of our nervous system regulation. They are the foundation of attachment. They are a foundation of trust, our relationship patterns. Where I geek out, what I'm doing, why I'm here, is because what matters to me is the question of how the first 7 years of life impacts our future relationships and impacts our love life and our partnerships. That's where I geek out, right? So I've taken you guys on this journey of, before being a mama coach, I was a love coach, right? I geek out in relationships. I geek out in love. And so my question is, how do these 7 years impact your relationship with your husband now? It's that it was built then. Your attachment, your trust, how you connected with people, the amount of money that you make right now, your confidence, your security, how you navigate the world, the thoughts that you think, your subconscious, your unconscious thoughts, right? The other day, it was so funny. I was listening to a video. It was a money video. And they were talking about the first 7 years of life. And they were talking about how they were talking about money. And they were talking about how your beliefs around money form in the first 7 years of life. And they were talking about like the subconscious beliefs that people have in this society of like the slogans of like filthy rich, right? Like you're calling money filthy rich, right? Or you're not a good person if you have money, or these what are these other money expressions that they were talking about? Put in the chat. What are some of these money expressions? Or like this idea of like money doesn't grow on trees, right? Or you have to work really hard for money, right? So these beliefs around money they were talking about. And so I was thinking, I was like, what beliefs do I have around money? And I'm not even kidding you, okay? I couldn't think of anything at the time. And then not even 20 minutes later, I'm cleaning up my son's toys, okay? And I've had a really hard time finding a housekeeper, side note, okay? And I'm cleaning up my son's toys. And I'm thinking about this housekeeper who I ended up not keeping. And I found myself in my head, literally in my head, I was thinking, more money, more problems. More money, more problems. And I heard myself affirming the affirmation, more money, more problems. And I was like, oh, that was a money belief that I have. My dad used to say that all the time. He used to say, Jenna, the more money you have, more problems. Money doesn't solve your problems. It just creates more problems. And then I realized, oh my goodness, that's a block that I have. And so the first 7 years of our life impacts our subconscious mind. It impacts our thoughts. We still hear our mother's voice, our grandma's voice, our dad's voice in our head, either saying, kiddo, you can do this. Or we hear them saying, you're a bad kid. You're too hyper. You're too energetic. You're not worthy. You're not loved. These beliefs that we have, our worthiness beliefs, our value beliefs, are formed in the first 7 years of our life. We are laying, as mothers, we are laying the groundwork for who our children become. How much money they will make, how they will love, the health that they have. They have found that the diseases that we carry, the sickness that we have, how often we get sick or how healthy we become, are literally founded in the first 7 years. It connects back to our mother's immune system. And so it is vital. It is the groundwork. And most importantly, it impacts how we, again, this is where I geek out, of how we receive love and how we give love. And so mamas, I want you to remind yourself that the intimacy, your sons, your daughters' future intimacy with their partner, with their husband, their wife, is decided now by how intimate you are with them. Their intimacy patterns are learned through you. The most intimate relationship that your child ever will have starts with you. As my son is exclusively nursed, and this thought came to me months ago as I was nursing him, and I was realizing that I'm building his intimacy. Every time I delatch him, right, or I pull away, right, and I'm like, okay, you've been milking for now over an hour. It's time for you to stop having milk. There was maybe this subconscious thing that I'm creating in him that says someone's gonna pull away. You're gonna want to be attached to someone, and someone might pull away. And so, or keeping him close, letting him be the one that detaches first, right? Cuddling them, holding on. Moms, we have so much to do. We have a huge list of things to do. We have the cleaning list. We have our jobs, right? And then I know how easy it is for us to put our babies down for a nap. Okay, in the exhaustion that we feel. And we're like, oh, I just want to nap with you, right? But then we have this big to-do list. And we pull away where they're sleeping to get our to-do list done. When sometimes our to-do list does need to get done, right? But sometimes the most important thing we can do is to just stay there. To just lay there. To just hold them. To just kiss them. To affirm to them, I love you. To affirm to them that they're enough. To affirm to them that they're amazing. To affirm to them that they're deserving. To affirm to them that they are abundant. Program your child's subconscious mind with affirmations that lift them up, that light them up, that they will be in their 30s, in their 40s, hearing the affirmation, I am loved. I am worthy. I am wanted. I am valuable. Because you as a mom implanted that seed in them. The first 7 years are the foundation. They create who they will be. And so I want to talk about now. Again, let me know. Let's pause. Let me know, how is this resonating? Is this helping? Is this impacting you? Let me know in the chat. And so I want to talk about the 7 years and what are you supposed to do in these 7 years? What does each year represent? So first, 0 through 1, the only thing that is important to do is it is a foundation of safety and trust. 0 and 1, it's not about intelligence. It's not about getting them to, put pegs in things. It's not about teaching them to, yes, they will walk. Yes, they will crawl. Yes, they will, grow. The brain is growing more rapidly than it ever will in their life, right? But 0 through 1 is not about intelligence. It's about connection. They are establishing safety and trust. Okay? So every single time they cry, treat it like it's an emergency. Because they are learning mommy is safe. I have safe attachment. They are learning security. They are learning trust. They are learning safety. And I am not one for crying it out. Okay, and the reason that I am not one for crying out is because, and I believe that there was a time where you can start to let your baby cry. Okay, and we'll get to that. But 0 to 1 is not the time to cry it out, because it's about safety and trust. And every single time that you respond or don't respond to your baby's cry, you are teaching one of two things. You are teaching them either it is safe to depend, it is safe to trust the Lord, it is safe to rely on people, I am safe, I can trust them, or you're teaching the opposite. You're teaching them either it's not safe to trust people, it's not safe to depend on people, it's not safe to trust. So it's about safety and trust. 2, 1 to 2 years old is about emotions and pleasures. Your children are starting to come into the body. They're starting to come into themselves. This is where you're starting to teach them about their emotions. This is a great time to start talking about, oh, you're sad right now. Mommy sees that you're sad. Mommy sees that you're happy. Oh, you fell down. I bet that really hurt, right? They're learning what feels good to them, right? My son loves to play in water. Oh my goodness. If there is a water bowl, if there's a bathtub, he wants to go outside. He wants to play on his water table. They're learning what they love and what they don't love. So the first 1 to 2 years is about fostering this idea of following them, letting them take the lead, right? Following them around the house, seeing what they're interested in, developing this pleasure, developing their emotions, letting them know that they are safe to cry, knowing that they're going to cry, okay? So we're talking about when to start to let them cry it out, okay? In the first 1 to 2 years, I still am not one for cry it out, but you can start to pull back a little bit and help your child to know you're safe to feel sad. You're safe to cry. The world's not going to end. Mommy's right here. Just this morning, I was trying to get ready. My son needed me. He was fully milked, fully slept. There was nothing that he absolutely needed in that moment, right? He just wanted mommy to hold him. And I said, Mommy's here. Mommy loves you. I hear that you're sad. I hear that you're frustrated. Mommy's right here. It's okay to feel sad. So this first 1 to 2 years, it's about developing emotions and pleasure. From 2 to 3, okay, this is about confidence. This is about boundaries. We hear terrible twos, right? And I turn that into teachable twos. Teachable twos. Your child is learning their confidence. They are coming into their power, right? They're learning their no's. They're learning their yeses. They're honoring it. They're learning boundaries. They're learning what to touch, what they can't touch. So your job as a parent is to foster their confidence, to keep them confident, keep them moving, right? It's about your child climbing and them knowing like, hey, I'm confident to climb this right now. Or learning a boundary of like, hey, this isn't safe right now for you to climb this, right? This, or we're not going to do this. So age 2 to 3, your job is to simply build their confidence, to teach them boundaries, and to keep the love flowing, okay? Whew, we're already 40 minutes in. I have so much more to go. So I'm going to speed this up, guys. Let me know if this is helping. Put in the chat, comment. 3 to 4. Years 3 to 4. This is where your child really, really starts to come into their heart. This is about their love. This is about their belonging. Between 3 and 4, this is when children start to, they're already attached, right? But this is when they start to attach to others outside of them, right? This is where they start to be really interested in this, like what they love, the people that they love. They start questioning this question of like, do I belong? They're making friends. It's when they start, making friends and feeling like, oh, they don't like me, or they don't love me, or they love me, or they like me. They're looking for a sense of belonging. They're looking for a sense of love. They're looking for that place of compassion, right? Kids around 3 or 4, they're in their independence, but they're still needing that heart-centered connection. And so your job at the age of 3 and 4 is to really foster this teaching that they belong, right? And in community, right? In culture, we have this idea of belonging in this one group, not belonging here, right? It's so deeply integrated in our body. And so wherever you're at in your belief system, right? I'm not telling you where to belong, what to believe in, but it's about fostering in your child where they belong, right? Where their container is, where they lie, and reminding them of love. As a love coach, I believe that this is where you teach unconditional love. This is where you teach that you're going to love someone despite their skin color. You're going to love someone in every culture. You're going to love someone no matter what their gender is. You're going to love the person even if they're unkind to you. This is where you start to foster that unconditional love. Okay. Age 4 to 5, this is about communication and truth. You are teaching them how to communicate. You are teaching them how to speak their truth. You are teaching them how to speak to their friend that just stole their toy, to say, hey, I don't like that you took my toy right now. That really hurt my feelings, right? Or you're teaching them to go and speak their truth and say, hey, like, I really love your dress right now. That's a great dress, right? They're getting into the communication. They're coming into their throat. They're coming into their voice. They're honoring their truth. You will start to see that kids around the age of 4 or 5, they start to lie. Have you noticed that? Kids start to lie around this age because they're learning truth. They're learning and molding into this world of like, what is this truth? If they're creating the reality, they're learning, hey, what am I creating by speaking my truth? And so your job in the age of 4 to 5 is to teach your child to come into their voice, to honor their voice, to honor their truth, to speak their truth, right? How to speak, speaking loudly, speaking quietly, speaking boldly, speaking bravely, authentically, right? And to honor their truth, okay? Age 5 and 6, they are coming into the intuition. This is where children are really starting to become, I believe, side note, let me pause. I believe that children come into this world completely connected, completely in tuned, completely guided, right? But age 5 and 6 is when they start to know what is, I guess I would say, good for them and not good for them. So this is an age where you really want to start to pull back and allow their intuition to guide them, for them to know, I am safe to trust myself. I am safe to trust myself. Well, the first, 5 years, even you were teaching them, right? You were guiding them, right? And they were learning to trust you. 5 and 6 is when you're going to pull back a little bit. And you're going to teach them or guide them that they are safe to trust themselves, that they are safe to trust their intuition. They are safe to pick out what they want to eat at a restaurant. They are safe to pick out their own clothes, that they can trust their intuition, that they can trust their body, that they can trust their feelings, that if they're playing with a friend and it doesn't feel good for them to play with them anymore, that they can trust themselves to walk away, right? Or if they want to walk up to someone, that they're safe to approach them. It's about intuition, okay? And then between 6 and 7 is about connection with, I'm going to say connection with the divine, but I'm going to phrase it in fostering what they believe in, right? So this is a age where they're coming into, no matter what your beliefs as a family are, they are starting to come into their own sense of truth, their own sense of belief of what they believe to be true, what their divinity is, what their reality looks like. And it's about fostering safety for them to express their own beliefs, their own needs, their own connection to themselves. And so between the age of 6 and 7, as a mom, as a parent, you want to allow them to believe whatever they believe in, right? We have kids go through this phase where they have imaginary friends, and it starts to either die away at this age or stay intact, right? And so I am someone who, I'm a very magical creature. I believe that dinosaurs weren't real, that they were just dragons. I'm kidding. But I believe in dragons and fairies and unicorns and all of the mystical stuff, right? And so this is where children either continue to keep the magic alive or they start to disconnect, okay? So I have 2 more sections, okay? So those are the first 7 years, okay? And so in order for us to guide our children, in order for us to teach our children, we have to first heal our own 7 years. Our child's needs, our child's wants are often a meal to the places in our life of what we needed when we were children. Our children are immune to all of the things that we love about ourselves, as well as immune of all of the places that we still have wounds, all of the places that we still hurt, all of the places that we still need healing. And so, it was funny. I had this epiphany last week. I hired a business coach, and I had texted this business coach, and I was about to make payment, and I had been dragging my feet for months, like literally months, and hiring this business coach. And then I had sent her a text, and I said, okay, I'm ready to commit, but I would like to get on Zoom. And I would like for you to just do a ceremony with me and hold my hand as I make this big payment, right? And then later that night, my son went to go grab my hand and wouldn't let go of my hand. And my son is now walking, right? But he was at this phase, this was actually last week, where my son is fully capable. So I'm going to talk in terms of where he was developmentally last week, because now he's fully walking, all of that. But last week, he was at this phase where he was fully capable of walking, right? I knew he could walk. He knew he could walk. But he still was holding on to things. He still was reaching for my hand, still wanting me to walk him all over the house. And I was sitting in this pickle in my heart, because I was like, you can walk. You know how to walk. You're capable of walking. I want to hold space for you to walk. And at the same time, I want you to know that you're safe to hold Mama's hand, and that Mommy's going to support you as long as you need Mommy to support you. And so I was feeling so split on where to go with this, right? Do I foster his independence? Do I just keep him into safe to be independency? When it hit me, oh my goodness, my son is reflecting my own wound of fear of letting go. My son was reflecting for me what was happening with my business coach, of me feeling like I need her to hold my hand, right? I need her to tell me what to do and how to run my business. And so he was reflecting the places in my life where I still, even though I can walk, right? Even though I can lead myself, I still want someone to hold my hand. I want someone to guide me. And so our children are our greatest reflections of the places where we still need healing. And so I want to invite you to start to think about your own inner child, right? And start to ask yourself the question of, what didn't you receive as a child that you needed? What did you not receive as a child that you needed? And often what we end up doing as parents is we give our children what we didn't have. Become conscious of it. And then ask yourself, how are those patterns showing up in your parenting and relationships today? Because not only our children, but our partners, our romantic relationships, they also are our greatest meal to our soul of what's healed and what's not healing. And so I want to remind you that you're not failing, but you're awakening. You're rebirthing yourself in motherhood. I believe that children come into this world already knowing their purpose, knowing where they need to go. And we as adults have often lost our own way. We as adults often have felt disconnected from our own path. Us as adults, we often sit there thinking, where am I supposed to go and what am I supposed to do? And we end up unconsciously screwing up the child, thinking that we need to teach them our ways. But I don't believe we actually have to teach children. Those moments of teaching, right? Those moments of teaching. But I believe that children come into this world teaching us, awakening us. And our job is to guide them. So what children do is they awaken our heart. They are teaching us how to be heart-centered. Children are teaching us how to love. Children are teaching us unconditional love, presence, right? And so I want to invite you, instead of teaching your child, but to guide them. You are changing, you are growing, just as your child is growing and your child is changing. As your child birthed, a new version of you birthed too. And so as your child grows, you're also going to be growing as well. So leave space for that. Children have, and if you have more than one child, children have different needs. One child might really need your closeness, right? And so for them, being a good mom is you holding them close, them being able to depend on you. Well, you might have another child that needs more space. And being a good mom for them means you giving them space, you having some boundaries. So this is about being child-led. I don't believe my belief system, okay, the way that I teach, the way that I coach, the way that I mother, is my child is the leader and I am the follower. I am following my child's lead. My child knows what's best for him most of the time, unless he's trying to, get himself into some hot situations. But when it comes to the soul, when it comes to the heart, it's about being child-led. I believe that when a child is ready, they'll let you know. When your child is ready to sleep on their own and not co-sleep, they'll let you know. But if we disconnect first, right? If we put our child in their own bed when they're screaming at the top of their lungs that they don't want to be in a crib all by themselves, we're not helping the child in their independence. We're actually hurting the child in their independence, and we're hurting our relationship with the child by teaching them that their cries don't matter, that they're not safe to depend on us, that this is an unsafe world. When you allow your child to lead what's best for them, and you believe in your heart and your soul, my child knows what's best for them, then you not only are creating a fantastic human being who's going to grow up to be confident and to be brave and to be independent, but you are creating a foundation of a great relationship with your child. I believe that we teach our children how to live in this earth, live on this earth, to live in this world, right? We're teaching our child the safety of not grabbing a hot cup of coffee. But our children are the leaders, the guides of the heart, the love. They're reminding us and they're teaching us. Conscious parenting is not about perfection. It's about responsiveness. It's about how responsive you are to your child. And so, I want to remind you that you're doing great. I want to remind you that there's no right way. There's no wrong way. There's your way. There's your baby's way, your child's way. You are co-creating this relationship with your child. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall down. But if you focus on your relationship with your child, first and foremost in that connection, it doesn't matter what mistakes you make. Because there's going to be understanding and love throughout their life. And so, let me know, how did you enjoy today? We are at the hour mark, and I'm really passionate about this. I am on a mission to unconditional love for the world. I believe in my heart, I believe in my soul that the unconditional love that we have for our children, we can have for everyone in this world. And so, I would love if you are a mama. I have a mama's community. It's called Mother's Daily Love. And it's daily inspiration, daily love notes, daily support from me. It's in a community of other mamas. We have monthly workshops just like this one on Zoom. We have a book club where you read every single month. This month we're actually reading The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. So it's not a parenting book, but it's a book about presence and patience that is going to help you to be more present, to be more patient, to then be more present and patient for your child. And so this is a beautiful 1 year long membership. It is completely free to join. For the first 31 days, there was a free trial. So I made this a free trial because I am someone that I don't believe anyone should pay for anything that doesn't serve them. So if you are a mama and you're looking for support and you're looking for connection and you're looking on development stuff and just a space where you can feel seen and you can feel heard on your best days as a mom, that you can celebrate, yes, my son's walking. Or you can come in and saying, I'm struggling today, I'm having a hard time today, I need support today. It's a space for mamas to be seen, to be heard, to be felt, with daily love, daily inspiration. Every month we have a theme. So this month is all about presence and patience. So every single day I'm showing up on your phone, giving you tips and tricks and motivations and messages to keep you present, to keep your patience, not just in your own child development, but for you. Like, it's about fostering the mother. You do so much taking care of your baby. I'm here to take care of you. I truly believe that the strength of a mother is in the support of her partner or the support of her community. And so when you feel filled up with love, then you can give more to your child. So if you are a mama, I would love to invite you to join my mama's community. Again, there's a free trial for 31 days. Come in, check it out. If you love it, you can stay. If you don't love it, you can leave. You have nothing to lose. If you're interested, you can go to my website, and my website is jennarosegenetti.com/mothersdailylove. So I'll put that in the comments. Insight Timer might not see the link, but you can just look up Mother's Daily Love on my website. And I appreciate you guys tuning in today. If you love today and you're not yet following me, please make sure to follow. Every Sunday I come here and I do Soul Sunday. I do workshops for moms and for souls and spirits and uplifting you and motivating you. And the time might shift in the next couple weeks as my son is going down from 2 naps to 1 nap. If you really loved today and this was valuable to you and this was worth your time, I invite you guys to leave a donation of gratitude. It is never expected, but it's always appreciated. And I want to tell you a little bit about my courses here on the dashboard. So we have Harmonizing Relationship. So I have a course. This is for anyone who is in relationship. You love your partner, you adore your partner, but you're having a little bit of conflict, especially as a new mom navigating relationships. It's shifted, it's changed. So this course, Harmonizing Relationship from Conflict to Connection, is a course designed to help you to harmonize your relationship. It's designed to bring you from conflict back into connection with your partner. And then I have a course called Heal Heartbreak, Find Love, which is if you're going through a breakup, if you're going through an uncoupling, then this course is going to help you to heal your heart, to overcome the breakup, the heartache, the pain, to bring you back into love and to help you to find love again. And then I have Harmonizing Words, the art of conscious communication. So this I feel like everyone needs to take. So our word, I believe that our state of life is only good as our ability to communicate, our ability to speak. All of life is communication. We're always communicating, not just with our words, but with our body language, psychic communication. We're always communicating. And so if you're feeling misheard, if you're feeling disrespected, if you're feeling unloved, if you're feeling unwanted, if you're feeling unworthy, if you're feeling unneeded, then I'm going to promise that it's because of communication. You're not communicating well. They're not communicating well. You're not understanding them. They're not understanding you. And so this course is designed to help you to communicate more consciously, to better your communication so that you can live a more impactful life. So that's what I have for you guys today. I appreciate you guys. I love you. I am so grateful to be here with you guys. We went a little bit over, so I didn't get to lead us into a meditation, but I'm going to just end in a real quick ending meditation, and then we will see our way out. We'll just close this out. So I invite you to close down your eyes again. Place your hands on your heart. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Take a deep breath out through your mouth. Letting go. And just start to reflect on your relationship with your child. Reflect on all that you learned today. Reflect on all of the wisdom. Reflect on what resonated. Reflect on what didn't resonate. And reflect on what shifts and changes you're going to make as a being, as a person, as a soul, as a mom, as a partner, as a friend. After attending this workshop, just taking one part of this and becoming better. So breathe into this and breathe out. Just take 2 more deep breaths in and then come back into the space. Breathing in, breathing out. And one final breath. Breathing in and breathing out. And opening up your eyes. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thank you for being here. If you need anything, feel free to reach out. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to love you. I'm here to empower you guys. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I love you. Bye.